Welcome to another edition of Breaking News, brought to you by Source Selection Soundbites. During pre-solicitation communications, the CO is likely to encounter former government employees. These applicable statutes prohibit former government employees from providing services to, or on behalf of non-federal employers, that involve communication or representation before the government on particular matters in which the former government employee was previously involved during employment with the federal government. There are allowable contacts, though. Allowable contacts include making routine requests for publicly available information and the status of a matter under the subject contract. In addition, government-initiated contact with a former government employee regarding a specific matter is not considered to be taboo because the contact is for the government's benefit. In addition to permissible contacts, former government employees may provide behind-the-scenes advice and counsel on the particular matter and produce products that may ultimately be presented to government employees. However, if the former government employees had competitively useful, non-public information and participated in proposal preparation activities, that can be trouble for the business and the government. In Serco, Inc., a protest was filed against the Navy in such a situation. The protester asserts that the task order award to BAH, the Serco competitor, was based on BAH's and/or the agency's improper actions, which created an unfair competitive advantage. More specifically, the protester asserts that BAH's proposal reflected its access to non-public, competitively useful information gained through BAH's multiple communications with current and recently retired agency personnel that BAH had just hired. The two retirees, the protester asserts, actively and materially participated in the preparation of BAH's proposal. The agency responded by asserting the contracting officer conducted an investigation and concluded, "There is not an actual or apparent conflict of interest, and no current or former government employee's actions compromise the integrity of the procurement process." Moreover, the agency asserted that the labor information to which the retirees had access was not competitively useful because the solicitation provided the recommended levels of labor hours by labor categories, along with the minimum and desired qualifications of proposed personnel and BAH's proposed labor rates, reflected existing employee salaries or public wage data. En route to finding against the agency, the GAO said based on the record before them, the agency did not have a reasonable basis for determining that the information possessed and provided to BAH by former agency personnel did not constitute non-public competitively useful information. The record is clear, GAO continued, that the former government employees, as program managers, had virtually unlimited access to Serco's detailed information regarding prior costs, including burdened and unburdened labor rates, staffing, technical approach, and past performance. Accordingly, we reject the agency's assertion that it reasonably concluded that BAH did not obtain an unfair competitive advantage in preparing its proposal. Given these facts, the protest is sustained. Now let's address a few of the lessons learned from this protest. They include: 1. Former government employees may be employed by industry after their government service. 2. Former government employees may assist its non-government employer with proposal preparation as long as they have no access to non-public competitively useful information. And 3. If the former government employee has non-public competitively useful information, it creates an unequal access to information OCI and may cause a protest to be sustained against the agency. In this episode of Source Selection Soundbites, we discuss the Serco case and general rules regarding engagement with and participation of former government employees in the acquisition process. This concludes today's Source Selection Soundbite. If this video was helpful, hit the like and subscribe button to ensure you don't miss any new material. If you want more details on the subject, they are available on the Source Selection Answer app. It contains lectures, quizzes, court cases, sample documents, and more material that allows practitioners to quickly obtain actionable knowledge. Thanks for watching. See you next time.